Hey everyone, tired of dying? You follow all the safety precautions, constantly remind yourself to stay alert, train your character and reinforce your clothing. You're also a master of managing zombie hordes and can survive without breaking a sweat. And yet, mistakes happen. One zombie lands a hit, just one, and bitten. Just like that, your entire run gone because of a single mistake. Frustrating, right? But hey, mistakes are just lessons in disguise. So maybe you come to your realization. If I had been wearing armor, this might not have happened. But as you've probably noticed, armor and certain clothing items don't just add protection. They also impact your movement and combat speed. At first, wearing a single piece of armor doesn't seem to make a big difference, so you keep it on. Then you find another piece. Why not put it on too? But how much do these tiny differences actually add up? Do they help more than they hurt? Or are you just gearing up to fail? In this video, we'll use cutting-edge scientific methods to present a mathematical proof so complex that even a 5th-year math student will be completely baffled, yet totally convinced. No, just kidding. We're just going to do a simple side-by-side comparison to see how armor affects your stats. And let me tell you, some of the results might surprise you. A quick note before we begin. We're playing on the latest version 42.5.1. Alright, let's dive in. Movement speed versus armor. First, let's test how armor affects your movement speed. For this, meet our brave test subject, a survivor, who has decided to take on the zombie apocalypse wearing nothing but sneakers. A bold choice, my friend. For comparison, we'll suit up our other test subject in full bone armor and see how they move in these scenarios: walking, running and sprinting. On the left, you see our nearly naked protagonist in sneakers. On the right, our armored warrior, fully geared up with combat boots. And the result? No difference in movement speed, whether walking, running or sprinting. Both characters move at the same pace. The only real drawback to wearing armor here is the heat build-up, which increases sweating and discomfort. But in colder months, this effect is negligible. So when it comes to raw movement speed, armor doesn't seem to slow you down at all. Combat speed versus armor. Now let's talk combat speed. This is where things get interesting. Once again, our sneaker-clad survivor faces off against his armored counterpart. This time, we measure how many baseball bat swings each can land in the same time frame. Lightly dressed survivor, 20 swings. Fully armored survivor, 17 swings. That's a 15% decrease in attack speed. Over time, that makes a huge difference. And since combat animations lock you in place, slower attacks means you're at greater risk of getting surrounded. Not ideal when dealing with a horde. Now let's throw on some hockey gloves, which have a particularly strong effect on combat speed. Surprisingly, the difference isn't as dramatic as expected. This suggests that there might be a soft cap on how much armor can slow down your attacks. To confirm this, let's test armor pieces that only impact movement speed, but no combat speed. We put our survivor in just those armor pieces and, surprise surprise, combat speed remains unchanged. So, movement affecting armor is fine. Combat affecting armor, potential disaster. Partial armor versus full armor. Now let's break it down even further. We'll test different levels of armor. First, firefighter jacket protects torso and arms, reduces attack speed by 10%, 18 swings instead of 20. Second, Stronger armor instead of jacket. Barely any difference, just 2.5% slower than no armor. Third, adding forearm guards reduces attack speed further, down to 19 swings. Fourth, adding shoulder pads, down to 17 swings, again, just like full armor. Since shoulder pads also prevent you from carrying a backpack, they might not be worth it for most players. And for a clearer comparison, here's a side-by-side view. Top left, no armor, water white mode. Top right, chest armor only. Bottom left, chest and forearm armor. Bottom right, full armor plus shoulder pads. As you can see, each additional piece of armor significantly slows down attack speed. Comparing different armor sets. Just for fun, let's compare 4 full armor sets to see if there's a difference in combat speed. And as you can see here, their combat speed differ. But the comparison between the different armor sets will be part of another video. Conclusion. The golden rule for long-term survival in Project Zomboid: don't get hit. Slower movement means a higher chance of getting hit. And since no armor gives you 100% protection, there's always a risk that one lucky zombie bite ends your run. Plus, even if you successfully push a zombie away, you're locked in animation, giving other zombies time to close in and surround you. And once multiple zombies grab you, no armor in the world can save you. Since armor doesn't affect movement speed, you should wear anything that only slows movement, like boots and shin guards. Gloves are fine as long as they don't reduce your attack speed. However, armor does drastically reduce combat speed. So my recommendations: ditch the shoulder pads since they prevent backpacks. Chest and forearm armor, your choice. It's a trade-off between mobility and protection. Helmets, avoid them. Reduced vision is death. I'd rather see a zombie coming than rely on a helmet to maybe save me. So in summary, wear movement slowing armor, avoid attack slowing armor, and above all else, don't get hit.